It's the Line Makers on Sporting News.
Hi everyone, Brian Blessing here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the Line Makers on Sporting News. We've got you covered with all kinds of information, and here's a segment we really think you're going to enjoy. He's a good friend of all of us, part of the team here, the Line Makers on Sporting News, the Director of Public Relations for William Hill North America, Mr. Jimmy Vaccaro. Good sir, how you doing?
It's a pleasure to see you, buddy, and you're still standing up even though Buffalo Bills gave the game away 2 days ago.
Yeah, well, what we're going to talk about now is the history of sports betting, and because of guys like you and people you grew up with, those guys got me pulling my hair out, but that's the fun of this, isn't it? Jimmy's written a series of articles, The History of Sports Betting. It's available to you on the news section here, the Line Makers on Sporting News. But now you get to hear some of these great stories from the horse's mouth. And we start at the beginning, Jimmy. You go way back to your days at Youngstown, Ohio.
Well, obviously, Youngstown, Ohio was a part of my misguided youth. And when we delve into things like this, especially when you report on something that was and where it is and where it's going from now, you come from your roots. And my roots were an eastern suburban sportsbook guy. I used to haunt these places. Go to the movie casino, see at the beginning where Ace Rothstein was, see the back rooms with the chalkboards. Go to your local gas station where you could get a lube job and still bet on the football games also. These were the things that spurred my life. These are the things that brought us from there to where we are now. Everything has a beginning, Brian, and these places, the sawdust joints and what they were called in the 50s and 60s, have emerged into these beautiful opulent palaces now, but trust me, a lot different way back when.
And certainly here in Las Vegas, if you come out here and you roam around a casino or you're in a sports book, you will see all kinds of characters. But back at the corner stores and the gas stations, and behind closed doors, yeah. I'm sure there were quite the number of characters you grew up with.
Well, I can still see Skitty, who was sitting at the crap table, like scooping in all the chips. I can still see a guy named Joe Rubino who came to town and wanted to run for president. So he wanted odds set on whether he was going to make it or not. These are the things that, again, that you go and you grasp and you take with you. And me being a wide-eyed kid in his early 20s, seeing all this stuff laid out in front of him, you just soaked it all up. You understood it, you wanted to be a part of it, but with that, the characters, in a sense, molded your life, and I wouldn't change anything for one thing that I did.
We marvel at the way Las Vegas has changed in recent years, you know, what it is now from where it was, but then to turn the clock back to Youngstown, Ohio, my God, you must be going, it's an amazing journey.
Well, but it is an amazing journey, but here's the part, Brian. In the next 2 to 3 years, what you see evolve here in Nevada will absolutely tell us where we're going in the next 25 years. A lot of change, but you know, we want to be a part of it. We've been around, you know, we want to see where it's going, and it's going a long way.
We're just setting the table for you. Jimmy's going to be here with us right along. Read the articles. You're going to love what you hear from Jimmy Vaccaro. Keep it right here, the Line Makers on Sporting News. We're not done with you. We got lots to talk about. You keep it here.